Hello, everyone, and welcome to Discover Rising Tides, How the Outside Makes the Inside Better. I am Jeanne Gallagher, and I'm excited to introduce our guest for today. And if you're watching on YouTube or online someplace, you're going to notice that there's three of us here. And if you're listening, you're going to have three voices at one time. So this is going to be such a great conversation. But first, I would love to welcome Mei Liu with the Lotus Health Foundation. Hello, Mei, and welcome.
Hi, thank you for inviting me to have an opportunity to have the conversation with you.
Very excited for that. And Mei is the founder of the Lotus Health Foundation and the co-founder of Rochester Clinic. And I'm going to have you give a quick bio in just a second. But before we do that, and in some of that needs no introduction here on Discover Rising Ties, and Denise Stegall is our longevity concierge. Hey, Denise.
Hi, Jeanne. Good to see you today.
Oh, glad to
I'm
have you here.
excited for this conversation. May is a dynamo, and
Yes,
she's doing
and it's
amazing things here in
appropriate.
Rochester.
Oh, I'm so excited. And it's appropriate that you're in the middle here because you connected both May and myself together for this conversation. And you and May have quite a background together as well that we're going to get into. But before we start, May, could you give us a condensed version of your bio and then we'll get going?
Sure, I'll try. So, my original cultural background is from the beautiful island Taiwan is a country, and when I came to this country, quite frankly, I focus a lot on the finance, especially healthcare, in the healthcare administration side. However, the very challenging homework for me was I was not able to make the very sound financial budget for the the sick care system. When I was working for nonprofit organizations, and I saw the premium getting higher and higher for insurance company, and people get sicker and sicker. So, had a chance to co-found a private practice, Rochester Clinic, with my husband, who is a podiatrist, Dr. Jeanne, and we had an opportunity to involve more of a lifestyle medicine, a different way of a practice the medicine, which is truly to bring the sustainable health and to teach people how to focus on the integrative medicine, holistic practice to optimize the health. And so further on, we embrace this concept and passion to set up the nonprofit organization, Lotus Health Foundation, to give back to the community. So now, as a founder of the nonprofit arm, Lotus Health Foundation, we are celebrating the 10th year of service in the community, and the Rochester Clinic will be
Congratulations.
under 15 years. Yeah.
Fantastic. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
I want to just touch on two words that you used in your intro that I think is really, really important. And it ties into the theme of your purpose of the foundation. And you said sick care.
Yeah.
And how appropriate that is. And it's not a new term, but I don't think it's a term that we use often enough when we're talking about should be our healthcare
Mhm.
system. And that really is the one of the foundations of your foundation is
Mhm.
providing true healthcare
Right.
and access to those services.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah. So, we all experience a sick care and even sicker now. As one thing is, most of the physician, they didn't have the system, the support system to train them the nutrition. They were taught on how to utilize the most developed medication for one organ at a time, one pill for one illness. So it's never ended. And so you see the sky rocking healthcare costs is just never ended. And number two, with the current insurance system dominate the provider, what to code, what to do, you pretty much leave a provider not much time to coach, empower patient with a lot of education, teach them how to take care of themselves. So this is a reason we see the opportunity, we see the gap in the community that we want to do something different to help people, even the healthcare providers, local healthcare provider, to understand what is a lifestyle medicine that can make people be able to have the hope and develop their a very sustainable, affordable self-care. And truly, it is a partnership between the patient and provider together. If it doesn't matter how great the provider is, the patient do not advocate for their own self, it doesn't apply the healthy lifestyle, then you won't see much progress. That's the bottom line. Yeah, so that's so important to have the education going on in the community.
Jeanne, May brings up a really good point when it comes to a patient going to a doctor and they have a symptom. Now, we know that there's a pill for everything to make the symptom go away. What lifestyle medicine is really to find what is the cause of the symptom. And so that's really where we try to begin. And lifestyle is always such a big part of that, the initial problem. So I think it's really important to mention that again. Just, going to the doctor, could you have a headache? And so they give you something, and then you go because you have joint pain and they give you something else. What is really happening in the body? And that's truly where May is really trying to bring that connection to the community and to the physicians here.
Exactly.
It's such a missing component of our medical system because it is such a Band-Aid system. That's driven by many aspects that you already touched on, May, whether it happens to be the providers and the codes and the insurance or the teachings for the providers and resources for the providers to have the space and the time and the knowledge to take a step back and look at the full picture versus the one symptom.
And then so let me step back a little bit to explain what the lifestyle medicine is. So it actually from our foundation, we come up with the 6 very basic health pillars. So talking about the plan forward nutrition, the constant movement, stress management, the restful sleep, the connectiveness, and another one is the passion. You gotta be excited about you every day, that why you are here on the earth for. So that can help you thrive, and you have a desire, want to be healthy, you want to eat better, you want to move more. So that is a really whole person approach, healthy lifestyle for everybody to launch for their own optimal health. Yeah.
We see that in the medical system outside of the traditional medical system over the last, I would say maybe 5 or 10, you would know better the time frame, but for me personally, noticing it maybe over the last 5 or 8 years, the terms of functional medicine or naturopath have really come into it. It's typically outside of the normal insurance program, so it excludes many people, but people are starting to want to have better resources for the whole person rather than the one thing that's happening now that could or could not be connected to something else. And by medicating that one thing, you're missing out on the full picture. And but the importance of the lifestyle medicine that you're talking about is it's hitting on everything. When was the last time the doctor talked about passion and happiness and connectivity and sleep and constant movement? All of those create that whole body or that whole person.
That's exactly right. So Denise, as a health coach, and she also, I believe that Denise also witnessed a lot of her clients, especially women, like at the middle age, and they have developed many symptoms such as the fatigue or lack of energy or something doesn't act right. But it's so sad that majority of women, they have been sent home with a very simple diagnosis, say, it's about aging, because this is a hormone imbalance. There are a lot more into it. And, Jeanne, you also mentioned about the root cause. So our body, from head to toe, the hormone and everything got tied together. You cannot separate each organ. I'll just treat the symptom for that, whatever it present to you. And it's a very common when any person, they have a complaint about, for example, hair loss, and then you got a treatment for your hair loss, but you develop the side effect, and then you got to have anything else to treat your side effect. It just never ended, and you eventually become frustrated. So I think it also, for the general public health standpoint, that we are talking about huge medical costs spent on the chronic disease, the most common chronic disease such as diabetes, cancer, heart disease, overweight. More than 80% of these chronic diseases are preventable, even reversible. Our body, if we give our body an opportunity to heal, we will be in a better health position, be able to enjoy our life and healthy aging. So this is so simple. It's everybody's responsibility. Is also reduce the taxpayers' burden from paying additional taxes on this unsolved mystery, the increasing health cost. It's just too much, and end up, again, we are operating the sick care, not the health care. So the mission of the Lotus Health Foundation, it is so important to bring the awareness of the true healthcare, and how the community, including the general public, the authorities, and also the healthcare providers, work together to launch for a healthier community together.
Something to bring up real quick when it comes to cost. We always think of, just the medical cost, but think about costs to companies, when employees are out all the time because they have these chronic diseases, and, the insurance that they have to pay for employees. But then also for our community, there really is a cost to the community when parents aren't well, they can't take care of their kids as well. Just it's such an all-encompassing problem, and we're really lucky here that we have an amazing mayor. We have a few connections up in Minneapolis and St. Paul in our state government who get what we're talking about here, and May has really been instrumental in making those connections and bringing it to light.
Thank you. And Jeanne, you as a financial expert, you kind of help your clients to build their wealth. But from the healthcare standpoint, that we all also need to build our health in order to enjoy the wealth. So they all comes together. If we have that health to be able to enjoy the wealth, then we are in a much happier mood. We won't have the worry or even depression about what are we going to do or where is our future, and not to spend most of our savings on the medical bill.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And without our health, you lose the ability and the motivation and to gain anything else. And it has to be the foundation of the pillars of our lifestyle. And in a culture of social media and news and everything that's coming down on us, the last thing that we're hearing is take care of yourself.
Mhm.
What is the Lotus Health Foundation's part in that, and how do you promote this healthy lifestyle and
Mhm.
lifestyle medicine to the community?
Well, thank you very much for that excellent question. So, for example, Lotus Health Foundation started in Rochester, Minnesota, where is the very famous medical town, Mayo Clinic located. So even though we kind of catch on this concept through a very well-respected organizations called American College of Lifestyle Medicine, ACLM, way back to more than 10 years ago. We feel like in order to bring people's attention, regardless of any role in the community, we need to bring on the expert, not only to teach the community, but also teach the top-notch physician healthcare providers at a Mayo Clinic. So that is considered as working together to grow together. So over a period of time, we are so lucky to have the network with some like-minded physician, like-minded, like, Denise mentioned, our mayor, Norton, very supportive. So we are able to work together to make our impact at a different level and to introduce this knowledge from the experts around the world. So this year on the 7th annual conference, we invite even many more experts from California, from Washington, D.C., Canada, and even, we also have a great presenters from local community to cover many topics from cognitive function, from Alzheimer prevention, diabetes, cancer prevention, the nutrition for youth at school, the sleep and a hormone for male and female, and also for the gratitude for mind and body and sound bowl healing, the lower extremity care activities, a lot more topics that to be covered within this 2-day symposium and a finale gala to showcase how those world-renowned lifestyle medicine experts be able to promote this concept to make a difference in Indian reservation, in the Marshall Island, very few resources in growing the vegetables, even in Hispanic community. So we are trying to bring these examples to everybody and to encourage people to do something. If this expert, they can promote the lifestyle medicine concept in such environment to bring a lot of health to this population, we can do better as well. So that's the purpose. Also, through the conference, our purpose is to help the other community, outside of Rochester, to replicate the same thing within their community, so we can continue to expand that lifestyle medicine concept.
So Jeanne, May just kind of scooted right in here. She didn't actually even tell us about the name of this incredible program. It's the 7th annual. Yes, this is the 7th annual Community of Wellness Symposium put on by Lotus Health Foundation, which until like seriously like a year or so ago is like 100% May. Okay, yes, we have a board, we have great volunteers, but this is something that May has conceived and has grown in the 7 years, and it would have been 10 years had we not had that blip in time.
COVID.
Yeah. Well, from what I've learned about May in the short time that we've had conversation, she's not one to toot her own horn. So, Denise, it is all you all day to tell us how wonderful tell us more about the symposium and May's integral part in this.
Well, this symposium, it is called Community of Wellness. Symposium and gala. There is actually it's a 2-day event, and it's a jam-packed event with world-renowned speakers. These are people who are doing the science. They're, working and actually treating patients, writing the books. I mean, these are the guys that, Dr. Neil Barnard, I'm going to throw his name out there. He's the guy who kind of started all of this and really made it popular. He's one of the presenters at the symposium, and he has been in the past. Now, I know one thing that May didn't mention is very often connected to the symposium is one of the speakers will actually give a grand rounds at Mayo Clinic. So when she talks about trying to bring the medical community into this is how slowly and surely she's getting the message into the more traditional medical field. Each year we do have a title for the program, and this year it is Lifestyle Medicine, Pathway to Health and Prosperity. We touched on this, right? You can't have health and wealth, you can't have one without the other. And so they do go hand in hand. So the event, just to mention, is actually April 17th and 18th here in Rochester, Minnesota. So, and it's open to anybody and everyone who's listening. If you've never been to our great little town, come and join us. In April, the weather's fantastic. I wouldn't say come in January, but come in April 17th and 18th is really special. This year, we're going big. It's going to be at our Mayo Civic Center, which is a huge venue. The event includes breakfast and lunch both days. Now, they are plant-based meals that are absolutely fabulous, created by one of the chefs here at one of the markets here, and we get donations from some of the other organizations in town. And then the gala dinner is always something special. It's just, and it's to celebrate the 2 days that we've already celebrated, but it really just brings it to that next level. And it's a fun program. It is a full program, and it is truly for anyone who is looking to up-level their health, to feel better, to live better. And really, the whole point of all of this is quality of life, right? We're here for X amount of time. We want to be able to live well and enjoy our life, to feel good, and not be on medications that we don't need to be on. Now, we know that sometimes that happens. Sometimes medication is really necessary, but we do know that 80% of the time, it probably isn't.
So I can see the excitement from Denise because I also want to emphasize on the wonderful breakfast and lunch we are going to be. So most of the well-renowned speakers we invite, they actually have their own cookbook. So we are going to feature our speakers' special recipe or the most popular recipe from their cookbook for the brain, for the diet, for your body in general health, and for your better mood. So we will see all this colorful, delicious food, and a lot of time actually amaze people that, wow, I cannot believe the taste is so fantastic. And so sometimes it's gotta give people an opportunity to refresh their palate a little bit. In terms of a gala, it's our finale. So the gala is the kind of way to celebrate what we have learned from the 2 days symposium. And we have a celebration. We have the special guest remark from from mayor, from the state, and from the special guest. So this year we still have our favorite presenter, Dr. Amisu, that is very well known in the community, and people just cannot get enough from him. And his principle, he has been teaching a lot of people in the community and the patient when he practiced at a Mayo Clinic in the past about the gratitude and how to manage your stress, how to enjoy your quality of life, as Denise mentioned. So on top of that, this year, the first time we introduced the Reiki master, Dr. Gail Van Kankenen, that she will bring her 4 precious sound bowls to the venue and what guide people for the rejuvenation under the in the very beautiful tall ceiling, all glass wall space to do the the sound guided meditations. So it is going to be fantastic. And an additional event on day 1 after the symposium lecture, we will have a walk with the dog. So we invite the community come to walk, and before the walk, we have the physician to talk about why movement is so important for our health. And after that, we will have the reception, some order to share and connection. And the evening, we feature Dr. Dean and Archies, Sir Shies. They are the neurologists and specialize in cognitive health optimization and Alzheimer prevention. So they are going to talk about how their nonprofit help the community to establish the brain health community. And so we are looking forward to create such a brain health community in Rochester. We already have an organization ready to be on the pilot study. So a lot of wonderful things are going to and continue to happen. Yeah.
May I have to ask a question? We talked about the amazing food. Are we going to have Dr. Nedley's fantastic famous cookies?
Feel good cookie. Of course, yes. That's a brain
Denise
cookie.
is all about the cookie.
I think this is important. A healthy lifestyle does include a little bit of yummy, some yummy stuff too, and a cookie. And Jeanne, I think this would be a fun thing to include in the show notes is that recipe, because it really is phenomenal.
Oh, wonderful. We'll do that. Yes, definitely do that. And what I'm getting from this too is how unique this symposium is, because quite often in the medical, and I hope I'm not over speaking here, but in the medical community, symposiums or something to this level of speakers is usually put on to, and the audience is the other medical people within the community. And what's different for this symposium is that you have that high level of knowledge and people willing to share the knowledge in that whole lifestyle medicine concept, but they're talking to me.
Right.
And Mary and Sally and Tom and John and everybody in the community is welcome to attend to hear these important messages.
Right. Definitely. That's a very important message. So we invite these top-notch speakers, but their mission is to bring the message or present at the layman term, easy for all of us to digest and make it so practical for us to take away and be able to do that immediately. Where when they also have the presentation gear for the like a grand round, the medical type of presentation. So they are very talented in presenting the topic and content to tailor to the different audience group. So definitely for everybody. And this is the conference that shouldn't be missed, as we normally don't have the opportunity to be in such a close look and conversation with this high level, high profile speakers, not to mention we bring them all on board together under the same roof. And it's just it's just like you have the big show in your backyard, and very affordable price, very affordable. And so
She's basically giving it all away. I mean,
yes, give it all away.
And we'll make sure that there's a link to the website, obviously the Lotus Foundation website, but also the link to the gala in the show notes. And for anybody that's interested, tickets are available to purchase online, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Purchase online. Yes. And we also welcome any business who are intrigued by this fantastic opportunity. Sponsor us, as low as $500, or set up a booth, only $950. You get a 2 admission to the symposium, but you get a lot more. We are using Hoover as an event management portal, so platform. So all the business, all the attendees, speakers have the opportunity to network even now and throughout 90 days after the event. So it's literally close to 6 months of a time frame, and your business will thrive because you are working with this like-minded group. So it's a fantastic community. And then and piggyback on Denise, like our foundation purpose is to really promote this concept to the general public and not to have a financial barrier. So this year, even though with a lot of expenses, we pretty much give away. And because Denise and I actually came up with practicing lifestyle medicine with the ease, EASE means economical, accessible, sustainable, and really enjoyable. We are enjoying our life every day and make the food as a medicine. How nice it is. How wonderful
And
it is.
it's really taking away any of the obstacles or excuses or reasons or whatever somebody wants to bring about, because you are making this lifestyle accessible.
Definitely. We also are going to open the virtual conference. So we decide to include the potential audience who really want to attend this conference but cannot fly in, or you are going to miss the connection in person and the meal big time. However, you are going to get a lot, so much from the presentation from all the presenters. So keep in mind that we will make that open very soon, as we feel like this has been very valuable, and we have been it has been requested by people to have that opportunity. So yeah,
That's fantastic. That's going to help other people access the information that aren't physically able to find their way to Rochester.
Definitely, yeah.
For people who are in Wisconsin and Iowa, North Dakota, out here in the Midwest, we drive everywhere, right? It's not that far. And, for a 2-day event that is going to completely change your life. It'll change your outlook on the way you're living. And the beautiful thing about lifestyle medicine is you don't have to do everything at once. We start small. And, we pick the things that, resonate with us the most. And that's where we begin.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful say. Yeah, love it.
So post event, what is Lotus Health Foundation's responsibility or charge or actions that you're going to be able to take with a community to support the event and to incorporate habits for people that are learning this new lifestyle?
So for example, very, very good, fantastic question. So it's all about community. And it's not just the community right here in Rochester, also the community of the many more, whoever come from the different states, you come here, you learn about it, go back, get excited and to do something in your community. We would love it to become your resources and we would love to help you. But after the event, as I mentioned, all the attendees and the business collaborators that we continue to network 90 days after. But we also, during the event, will conduct a survey about what is the takeaway you have? What do you appreciate about this event? What are the topics you would like to hear more? What you wish to see more? So every year we conduct this survey. And that's why this year we specifically add the nutrition for school age, because that has been a request in the past 7 years and 6 years, quite frankly. Another thing is we have a lot of us local organization, they provide the support, such as they have the, building healthy community group, and they have the monthly meetup. They help people to how to, do the very simple cooking, give them some tip, give them the direction where you can find the accountable resources, because nowadays anybody can easily stumble into all the information that could do more harm to you. So we want to be here to be the accountable resources and give you the direction. And also you will have a lot more connections throughout the event. You get new friends. And our responsibility is to continue to create more healthy event, smaller scale, from small scale to bigger scale, to tailor to the community need. And so, and we we'd love to have a more like-minded board members be able to help us even do more and gear for next year's event. So
That was a call out for some new board members.
yes.
Additional board members, not just new
Additional
ones, but
board
additional.
additional.
We love our board members.
So what are the requirements, or what are you looking for in a board member?
Denise, what do you think?
I think absolutely somebody who believes that lifestyle is really the answer when it comes to living well and staying healthy. That is, I think, first and foremost. We want people who are energized about it. Plant forward diet is important. There are many studies, and you can kind of pick whichever study. But there's so many studies that tell us that a plant forward diet is what is going to keep us healthy. It's going to keep heart disease away. It's going to keep type 2 diabetes and all of the things that go along with that. So somebody who is either, practicing that or who's open to that, because I feel that is something, our board members, we want them to embrace us, and we want to embrace them right back.
Yeah. And another thing, that's a very good point. And another thing is, we have a board member who really have been modeling this practice, and they are the true testimony for the other people. So they want to give back to the community, and they want to see other people who can also have the opportunity to regain their health. So they continue to be our advocate and be able to share their story. So this is something that you feel passionate about. You really want to make a difference, and you truly enjoy it. And this is truly a fun group. It's just it's so wonderful to have such a nonprofit group be able to share the same vision, the same the same goal. And the bottom line is we all gain so much because we all make ourselves so healthy, and we gain more confidence. Yeah. I think
Wonderful.
that's a big gain.
And so to in closing, I would say, what do you think, not what do you think, let me rephrase that question. What are the visions of the foundation over the next 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years? And where do you see the foundation going and its impact on the community or communities?
So our foundation's mission is to promote plant-based forward nutrition-centered lifestyle medicine, to teach people, empower people how to strive for their optimal health with hope. You can do a very humble things, from creating a community garden, and that's what Lotus Health Foundation has been 6 years, counting, upcoming 2025. We also, want to gain the reputation that when people hear about Lotus Health Foundation, directly linked to, they are all about the wellness and the community, and strive for the to help the people, help them get well. So the next 3 or 5 years vision is, we want to be able to be more visible, be able to connect them more like-minded partners, not only limited to Rochester, but further on, the entire Minnesota and the surrounding state. We want to see so many, the community of Lotus or Lotus community continue to grow. And we want to see as many people as possible to outgrow from their sedentary lifestyle. We all can be the beautiful lotus grow out of the mud. So that's our vision, and also be able to financial sustainable with the sponsor support from people who really believe it and support it. So continue to do more good things.
Mei, I want to thank you so much for sharing your foundation with us and with the audience, and also looking forward to the gala in April. And we did omit one important fact about the gala, that Denise is one of the hosts of the gala. I think that somebody forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
Yes,
Denise.
so I'm very fortunate to have a co-host. When the first couple of years, I emceed the program on my own. And the last handful of years, I've been very fortunate to have Ron Hansen, who is local here. He's kind of a local legend here in town. He and I MC the program together, because it's such a jam-packed schedule that it takes two of us to get through and to keep people excited, and really it's a lot of fun. Yes, we're learning, but it's a lot of fun. We do giggle a lot, and we're meeting new people and eating great food. And for me, it's one of the highlights of my year.
And I have to piggyback on that. So if any event need a very talented MC, that will be Denise. I remember one year probably last year when we had, 2023, when we had our gala, we had some microphone issue at a panel discussion. So our mayor was there, kind of sitting in the middle and helping swapping the microphone back and forth. So Denise constantly be able to inject some sense of a humor and be able to smooth the situation, make it so fun. And then, of course, since we're working with so many physicians at a conference, so she actually developed a title for our mayor. So at that time she kept calling Dr. Mayor, Dr. Norton. So that was a great memory to take away, and that's why we kept coming back to have the pleasure have Denise to continue MC for the event. She really add a lot more spicy into it. Very palatable.
Which all ties into our delicious food.
Yeah.
On that note,
Yes.
On that note,
Yes.
that note, we'll have to, Denise, you'll have to hook us up with a cookie recipe so we can put it in the show notes. That's a great idea. We'll have
Yeah.
a link to the Lotus Foundation and also the Rochester Clinic in the show notes. And then from the Lotus Foundation website, you can find the links to the gala and to the symposium as well. I wish you the best of luck for the event. And I know that it's going to be well attended and it will be a smashing success. But I want to thank you so much for being with us here. And I'd love to invite you back in the future to give us an update on the foundation. And the door is always open for you, Mei, to come back and share.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share our voice with your audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening today. Today's show is sponsored by Seaside Solutions, my financial services company. As a business owner, it's easy to be pulled in many different directions, and often taking care of yourself plummets to the bottom of the list. For me, I find myself outside to reground. My time outdoors helps me manage my day more effectively and be more present for my clients. Through this, Discover Rising Tides was born. At Seaside Solutions, we truly believe that education is the foundation of financial wellness. Our primary focus is to provide guidance that is designed to help you achieve your long-term financial goals and visions. Working with a plan allows space for doing more things that you love, like being outside to make the inside better. If I can help you create or realign your plan, or if you would like to be added to my weekly newsletter, please let me know. This week's topic was 5 ways to set more achievable goals. Your referral means the big, beautiful world to me. And if I can help, please let me know. And thank you so much for listening, and see you next time.